All right, so the next question comes on YouTube from Shane Nolan, and he says, "Hi guys, what proof of funds should I bring for the 4,200 New Zealand dollars requirement as part of the working holiday visa?" Now, that is a question that we get really often. In fact, it seems to be something which confuses a lot of people. So we do have a lot of people which actually are going on the website and reading all the information that we already have on BackpackerGuide.NZ, and we actually do explain all those things in details. So we'll take the time to link to a few articles below when we're going to be republishing this video. Yes, with the working holiday visa, you have a fund requirement, which is for most countries 4,200 New Zealand dollars. For some countries that can only be in New Zealand for 6 months, the requirement is lower. For some countries, slightly bit higher. So make sure that you check your own requirements on your own visa. Now, you are not necessarily going to be asked to show a proof of funds every single time you enter New Zealand, right? They do kind of some random spot check. But you need to be prepared. You need to have all those informations readily available for them. Otherwise, they do have the right to refuse you entry in New Zealand. So it's really important that you come prepared. Now, what Laura and I actually both arrived with the working holiday visa. We had our little folders with all the proof that we needed to have for each of the requirements. So if you go through the list of each of the requirements, it said that you need to have comprehensive medical and travel insurance. So you need to have your cover policy, or your certificate cards, or your invoices and all of that. Now, for your funds, you have multiple things that you can be doing. Either you can have your bank statement. So you need to print a recent bank statement. So now recent doesn't really say much. It's a bit, kind of like, what does it mean? But we usually understand from talking with Immigration New Zealand and with other travelers that something about 2 weeks old is good enough. Now you print your bank statement, and you need to clearly show the total balance on your amount, or the total balance amount on your statement. And with that, you don't need to actually translate that into New Zealand dollars. They will be able to do that themselves. It's a quick search online, and they'll be able to do that. So make sure that this is above the value in New Zealand dollars, and keep in mind a little bit of fluctuation. So don't go for 4,199. You know what I mean? That'll be really silly. Just make sure you have 4.5. At least. It's just so you take into account for consideration. So bank statements printed. So if you want to make it 100% sure, you get the bank statement printed from your bank and you get them to stamp it for you. That's the 100% super foolproof stuff. Now, another way to do that is to show your credit line. A lot of Americans especially are really into their credit cards. So if you do show that your credit card has you can withdraw that much, or you have that much funds available, because that's basically what they ask you to have, is to have the funds available. You are able to actually show that. So sending all your bank's paperwork, you will be able to use that as a proof of valid funds, which is always good. So yes, that's the two ways you can prove that. And the other way you can do that is to literally bring the cash.
But we wouldn't recommend that.
But some people actually do like to do that because they want to jump right into buying a car. And when you want to buy a car, you may want to have to pay. You may need to have to pay cash. So some people may just want to have and do that. Some people have a lot of people give them cash. I hear a lot of people coming in, and you get grandma, you get granddad, you get the parents. They all give you 500 or something like that. So if you just got 500 from everybody and you have about 2.5 grand already, you may as well just withdraw the cash and have all the money available. So having the cash is a very easy way to go for that. It sounds a little bit silly, but you'll have the cash. Then on your first couple of days, you go open your bank account and you give that to your bank, and you sort it here in New Zealand. So that may be another way to actually do this one.
And you'll definitely want to bring some cash in to start with anyway, just in case there is something that goes wrong with withdrawing your money from withdrawing your money with your credit card or something to start with. Especially a lot of, I think, people in the US have problems with their credit cards working in New Zealand, and that's often what we hear quite often. So it is worth having a little bit of backup with cash just for when you first arrive in New Zealand, and gives you the time to sort out any issues that might arise. And also on that note, make sure that you tell your bank that you are going to be traveling overseas and you are going to be withdrawing money overseas, because a lot of banks put an automatic lock when they see suspicious activity. So it is really worth making sure that's not going to happen when you arrive in New Zealand. Also, speaking about cash when you're bringing it into New Zealand, not many people would do this, but if you are planning on bringing a lot of cash, if you do bring more than 10,000 New Zealand dollars, you'll have to fill out some forms and stuff like that. So maybe don't bring a crazy amount of cash with you, just enough to see you through your first week in New Zealand. Yeah, do you think there's anything else?
That's so good. Yeah, a lot of information below. We obviously going to put a lot of links below.
Yeah, so yeah, after this live video broadcast today, about an hour later, we will be putting it up again with all the links in the description below to everything that we have referenced in this video. And yeah, and guys, let us know in the comments if you have any other questions. And throughout the week as well, we do answer your questions and put them into a pool of questions for us to answer on the next live video. So if throughout the week you have any thoughts or any questions that you want to ask us, then just stick them in the comments in any of our YouTube videos. We're also on Facebook and Instagram and also Twitter. So if you look us up on there, then you'll be able to ask us questions on there as well. And we'll add that to the pool and make sure that we get to it in the next week's live chat or live video.